good morning, and welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show for a very rainy early Thursday morning. Down here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center, which, as you can see, is my living room. We've kind of widened up the shot just a little bit. Let me know if you like this a little bit better or you like a little bit tighter, but worn the kind of men in plaid suits kind of jacket here to kind of brighten spirits up, right? We've got this rain out there, which is really causing some major delays across the area. So really leave some extra travel time. Roadways are going to be wet. We'll have a full check of the forecast with John Rocco coming up at 15 and 45 past the hour. So with that said, let's get right to things. Let me go ahead and share the screen here on a very early Thursday morning for us. And we are going to go here, share the screen. There we go. And we'll bring that up. And there we go. All right. So we've got a ton of stuff happening here this morning, pretty much across the board. So we will start here in New Jersey at 7:01. We've got a new crash here on the Parkway. That's going to be the local side at 117 heading north. All the lanes are open there. Also south, we have an issue in Stafford Township out by 72 or Route 72 and exit 63A. We've got an overturned vehicle there, so hopefully no one's injured that location. We've also got a crash in 287 South in Edison. Also another crash, another problem like we had yesterday on the Parkway going north in Kenilworth. We've got a lane out of service there, and then on the exit ramp at 15E for the Turnpike Eastern Spur for 1 and 9, we've got a center lane closure kind of tying the ride up just a bit. So fairly busy here in New Jersey, and we are going to go to, let me just want to bring up my other slides here this morning. So again, leave some extra travel time is really what it's going to come down to when we have these rainy mornings. It's been raining for a couple of hours now from the overnight in towards the morning hours, or overnight really is the morning hours, right? So those ramps could be a little bit slippery. Just got a lot of pollen out there that's on your windshield and so forth. So, and make sure your windows are clean. Windshield washer fluid probably going to be your best friend here, just to start things off in the morning once you get out of your parking lot or your driveway. Well, not really a garage, but difficult if you'd have a real you'd have a real problem if you had pollen and water on the car from the garage if it was there all night. So, all right. So with that said, and let me stop rambling on here now. Let's go to the maps, and want to first focus in on that Parkway issue here in Kenilworth. As you can see, we are all just backed up as you get in towards exit 138 with that one lane closed up. We are well back past we were going to go past Central Avenue here and exit 135. So I think that's partially why we're seeing a little more traffic in the Woodbridge area as people are coming off the Driscoll Bridge. They're getting word of this crash further north. So they're going to continue on to the Turnpike going north of 12 up through about 13 into the Linden area and the Goethals Bridge. So that's why this stretch here is going to be just a little bit heavier than normally what it should be here for 704. Let's continue further south or to the west, really. And it says crash here on 287 as you come in towards Route 1, tying up the ride both ways. So this is a little bit of an early start to that traffic going northbound. Just want to remind everyone we've opened up the comments section. And yes, there it is on Facebook as well as YouTube. We also are streaming to Twitter. Can't read the comments just yet. But again, we are on the Facebook page, the Tri-State Traffic Show traffic page. We're trying that out here, and that's what we want you to do is go over and like that page. It's at Tri-State Traffic Show, and go ahead and like it there. So we are streaming on all three of the platforms here this morning. And Alexandra, the first one, as always, we love it with her first comment here this morning. Let's see what she says. Good morning from East Rutherford. No commute to the New York City area today. It's one of my work from home days. So that is good. So, hopefully that's maybe what we will see. One, because of the weather. And then also two, like I mentioned yesterday, Thursday, Friday, when the weather starts to get warmer, kids eventually going to be out of school in about another not even month or so, going on vacation and whatnot. That's when we may see the work from home thing kicking into high gear Thursdays and Fridays. Folks going to work into the office if they have to on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then kind of bailing out for a um, dare I say, a 4-day weekend, but nonetheless, yeah, it's kind of what I think we are going to see. And let me just take my banners down here this morning. And once again, we are brought to you by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, beautiful downtown Cranford. You can find more information on Ralph and the shop at cranfordvanillabeancreamery.com. All right, so let's get back to our accidents here. Let's go to the cameras if we can. I think there is a camera there on 287 at Route 1. Yes, let's see if it's working. Try to bring that up for you. See what we got. Um, yeah, you can see a rainy start here. This is south coming towards us. This is north. So I think it's just here as you come in towards the New Jersey Turnpike, I think is where we're seeing the problems. But you can see there's a lot of water out there. So definitely give extra time, as they say here in the traffic business. Let's go back towards 27 and we'll see together in real time if this camera is working for us. Yeah, this is southbound coming towards us. We'll go south of exit 5 in towards the turnpike is heavy. So hopefully that accident will be cleared up here very, very shortly. Unfortunately, don't have any cameras on the parkway to deal with the situations here. Well, you know what? Maybe there is one by 72. So we'll go to our friends at the turnpike. Let's call up the parkway cameras. Yes, there we go. We've got those. We will go into no. It just goes Barnegat tolls to New Gretna. Nothing in between. Oh, nice shot of the park. Nice shot of the parking lot, right? All right, so that's not going to do us any good. Um, go to the turnpike issue here at 14. Southbound outer roadway south of 14. All right, so let's just switch this over to the turnpike. There we go. And we are going to go south of interchange 14. A couple cameras here. Let's just check it out in real time. Um, this is northbound traffic coming towards us because this is the Goethals Bridge in the background. Um, let's see, that is. Let me just double check where that accident is. It says it's southbound at 14. Okay. Um, F1. I don't see anything. I got a feeling it was probably in this area because the camera's kind of zoomed in. I'm thinking maybe that may have just cleared, but this is northbound on the left. You come up passing the port and the airport. Yeah. All right, let's go to the outside exit at 15E. Go back to the turnpike cameras. We'll check that out in real time to see what's going on there. 15E, where are you? 15E. Closet. Oh, camera's not working. Um, this one is going to do anything for us either. No. Okay, so those cameras are out of service there. So let's close that up. Let's while we're here on New Jersey Transit, let's just check this out as well. This is going to be Morris and Essex line. So 618 from Hoboken, 20 minutes late. So again, that's kind of going to affect some traffic really, just some transit going downstream, if you want to call it that. So just kind of keep that in mind here this morning if you are a rider of the Morris and Essex line. All right, so let's what we want to do next here. We're coming up on 7:10. No, we don't want that. I don't know. Mouse has a mind of its own, right? We did the 287. We did the Parkway. Okay, let's just do a quick spot check. See if we see anything else popping up here this morning. It reports that it looks like it maybe stopped the rain here off into the distance. When we get to weather, see if I can bring up the real time radar after we go through John's forecast. You know what? Real quick, let's just go to 78 here because those are the cameras that are working out towards the Phillipsburg area. So we will go here, Pattenberg Road. Yeah, it looks like the rain may be shutting off a little bit, possibly. It's under maintenance at 173. Let's go to the Tunnel Road camera. Tough to say. I think roadways are still wet, but I really don't notice that much in the way of any kind of rain really falling. So it looks like it's slowly easing up, going west to east. Let's just check into Diamond Hill real quick while we got the cameras up. Just want to see the scene there. That's eastbound heading away, so starting to see a little more traffic as we bring that into the Summit area out of Berkeley Heights. All right, here at 7-Eleven, we also got delays here on Route 80 in towards exit 30 for Howard Boulevard this morning. Also, we're seeing some delays as you get out towards exit 34. Let me just go full screen. I think at times it's a little bit easier to just see things there, and everyone wants to see my my amazing face, right? But we're here to talk about traffic, not me, right? So we go east of exit 30 all the way through 42. Just a lot of stop and go traffic, and then 15 as you get in towards the Jefferson Diner area. We're seeing a lot of traffic, but 46 and Route 10 looks good. 287, I like what I see there from 78 all the way up into 80 and then further up the line. So 287 is rolling really nicely. Parkway, some more traffic out to the Bloomfield area. But with this holdback here in Kenilworth by between 138 and 139 out by the golf course, that's what's making this much better for drivers. So if you're taking 78 and you're normally getting onto the Parkway, that is going to be a lot easier of a commute for you. Let's head over to Route 3. We're seeing some delays here west on 3 into the 46 interchange. Also eastbound out of 21 straight on through to the Lincoln Tunnel. And now both ways of 17 is starting to get fairly crowded as well out by Essex Street in Lodi. We'll take a quick check of South Jersey. And we have to get to the city in a minute, but Parkway looks good. A little crowding starting to build up in the Lakeport area. When is that never an issue? And so is the ride here on the 55-42 interchange. And south on 295 is heavy south of Route 30 in towards the Aljo curve. So what I want to do now is let's go to those Hudson River crossings. Go to the maps here this morning. Waiting for that to load. Again, just give yourself some extra time because of this weather. The timing of all this, we really haven't seen much in the way of rain for a morning commute in a little while. So again, you want to just be mindful of that. We'll say a solid hour now at the George, about 40 at the Lincoln, and about 25 to 30 at the Holland. Let's just go to the Holland Tunnel. I just want to see which of the better approaches is most likely going to be the Bay Extension. Getting into the Holland Tunnel, except for right here at 14, although they're saying that's the crash on the turnpike we mentioned before. So this is the much better play if you can do it. Obviously got to pay the toll, so that's why a lot of people use the freeway, literally the freeway, on the Skyway. So that's going to be the slowest choice there. Turnpike at 16E is backing up, obviously, because of 40 plus minutes there at the Lincoln. And you can see in that hour mark of the George, we're almost back to the 95-80 split here on the Turnpike. And the 1-9 approach is just hammered here this morning as you get it in towards the bridge. Now, let's 7:14 is our time this morning. Let's do a quick, let's see where we want to go here in the next minute. You know what we do? Let's do a quick MTA transit check before we get to the roads. We're going to take a quick break for weather and a quick sponsor hit, and then we'll be back. We'll go towards Long Island and the city. So just the Staten Island Railway, we've got some issues here. 746 from St. George to Tottenville will not run, so watch for that. Let's go to Metro North. So far, so good. And Long Island Railroad actually is going to be in pretty good shape. So I would say for a rainy morning, the rails are playing fairly nicely here this morning. So that may be the best way to go if you can with the rails instead of having to drive and having to get through, all of this rain. All right, so 7:15 is our time. Let's hold it here to the forecast now, courtesy of our good friend John Rocco. He is a meteorology student over at Rutgers. He's also the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club, and you can follow him on Twitter at John Rocco, JONROCCOWX follow him for the latest forecast. All right. So we have the rain in place here this morning, just kind of a cold November type rain. It was a little warmer than maybe what it would be in November, but temps here this morning, we'll get to that in a minute. But again, with this rain falling, just be careful, as I've been mentioning here at the top of the broadcast, that you have to slow things down and give yourself some additional travel time. So, this morning the commute is going to be take the umbrella, going to be ongoing throughout the region, going to be ending from west to east. And probably through the mid morning hours, John is saying that this rain is going to finally wrap up. But, a little bit cooler start. Not cooler, but, it's in the mid 50s or so, 53 up in Sussex County, 55 in Atlantic City, 58 in Cape May. Also to the five boroughs into the mid 50s with that rain still falling. And out to the island, a little bit cooler, 52 in Islip, 55 in Huntington, and 53 in Farmingville. Over to Western Connecticut, a 50 there in Litchfield County and Torrington, 55 in the capital and along the shoreline in towards the low to mid 50s. Hudson Valley, we're looking at, again, everything is kind of pretty much uniform across the board in towards the lower to mid 50s here this morning. So let's get to the Thursday forecast. We've got those morning showers on some late afternoon sun. So we will actually see the sun, hopefully, in most places later on today, maybe around 3-4 o'clock or so, once we get this out of the way, as it sweeps out of the way from west to east here across the tri-state. So temps are going to be holding, again, with the cloud cover is going to be keeping those temps down just a bit along the shoreline. 73 Atlantic City, 72 in Freehold, and 68 in Central Park. But in Cherry Hill, I think that number is going to bump up towards about 75. And I think that's just because of that sun is going to eventually break itself out here this morning and starting to give a little clearer skies there in the Cherry Hill area. So again, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Just trying to find the radar map that we can punch up here just to see where some of this rain is falling right now. We will get to, let's go to John's extended forecast here. Again, with those early morning showers today, things are going to kind of clear up later on this afternoon. Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks pretty good. It's going to be warmer, though. John is saying much warmer. It's going to feel a lot like summer around here once we get in towards Saturday and Sunday. Friday, temps in the mid 70s to lower 80s. And then Saturday to Sunday could see temps potentially getting in towards the lower 90s. So it's going to be a warm weekend, a little humid as well. But John took the chance of showers out on Sunday. Looks like he's pushing it more maybe to the early morning hours than Monday. So we may have to go ahead and contend with that on Monday morning for the commute as well. Let me bring up the current radar here this morning, current as of 7:12, and you do see, showers are ending here in the west, so parts of Warren, Somerset, Hunterdon County, Sussex County looking slowly clearing out, but we still have some, light rain falling here at times, a little bit more moderate down the shore, Atlantic County, Burlington County, Mercer over to Ocean, into Middlesex County. I mean, it's all heading east, but the Long Island area is probably the worst of the heavier rain now in between Suffolk and Nassau County. Same thing along the shoreline in southwestern Connecticut, and then up towards the Hudson Valley, beginning to clear out just west of the Thruway, but east in towards Westchester, still dealing with some rain. So we'll have another check of your forecast at 7:45, and we are also brought to you by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Head on over towards beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, and tell Ralph, my good friend there, that you saw this on the Tri-State Traffic Show. Ralph makes some of the best handmade, homemade ice cream in the Tri-State. Again, he is located at 22 North Avenue West. That's Route 28 for those maybe putting it in the GPS, right across from the historic Raton Valley line of New Jersey Transit, located in beautiful downtown Cranford. And he has, the core three, the vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, bananas Foster's, and an award-winning ice cream for him. My favorite is the party cake, holy cannoli, always sells out. Same thing with cotton candy. And also the cherry vanilla and black raspberry are amazing. Now, he also makes these amazing ice cream cakes for any type of event. If you have birthdays coming up, a lot of graduations coming up, we've got Father's Day, serves from as little as 7 to 8 people, a small round, and 30 to 40 people on the large sheet cake. You can make any of these cakes with any of the ice cream that are actually in the dipping case that he's made for the week. Certainly reach out to Ralph for your party needs and some of these other cool things too. Just wanted to quick mention of it: the cupcakes, the vanilla cupcakes, as well as the chip witches and the classic flying saucers are always a crowd favorite. So once again, head over to beautiful Cranford here in New Jersey. Phone number is 908-272-3000. And that is the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Find him on the interwebs at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. All right, let's get back to the action here this morning. Let's head to New York City. 7:20 now is our time. Go to Staten Island first because we're seeing a ton of traffic across the island, all the way across from the Goethals Bridge in towards the Verrazano, and then a little bit heavy here on the West Shore Expressway as you get up in towards Arden Avenue, right across the Verrazano, almost connect the dots here from the Goethals all the way to the Brooklyn Bridge. Just a lot of slow traffic as you get through Industry City, up and onto the or into the BQE in the Trench across the top of the world, and then all the way up to the Brooklyn Bridge. Now, south, the BQE is heavy out of Queens Boulevard across the Kosciuszko. Typical stuff to the Williamsburg Bridge, and then again heavier out to the Brooklyn Bridge. The Belt Parkway, westbound, building some more moderate volume all the way from Sunrise Highway down to Flatbush Avenue. And again, with this rain, is just making things just kind of a nasty, nasty commute on this early Thursday. The Van Wyck is just a disaster both ways, from the interchange all the way over to the airport. Same thing on the Jackie Robinson. Then a lot of volume both ways on the LIE between the Van Wyck and the Cross Island. Now, the westbound Grand Central is heavy. You can pretty much make a ring of this right off the Whitestone Expressway coming down all the way into, let's just zoom in a little closer there. I know, as I'm looking at this on a 32-inch monitor, and I have to remember that everyone's looking at this on the potentially smaller screen, all the way to the RFK Triborough is heavy. Now, we still have some issues here being reported. Let me go back to the incident list if I can. We want to go to New York. They were saying that there's an accident investigation here this morning, here, just on that kind of Bruckner extension right here. They're saying that it's on the ramp to East Tremont Avenue. So that's why this little stretch here is going to be tied up. But the westbound side is heavy out of the interchange all the way to 3rd. Same thing on the Bronx River Parkway is just a mess, pretty much straight from Yonkers all the way down the line. And the Deegan is just getting hammered, absolutely hammered, all the way back to Yonkers Raceway, Empire City, all the way down into the Cross Bronx. I have a feeling that there is something going on here because this section here is going to be wide open. So let's just drill down a little bit. No, I don't really see anything other than the heavy traffic. We'll get to the cameras in a minute, but look at Long Island. Again, this is where all this heavier rain is falling. We'll start out way out east, out through the Hamptons, typical stuff out of Hamptons Bay, Southampton into Watermill, and then we go west along the expressway. We're going to put that delay from about exit 59 straight all the way in towards exit 41. A lot of stop and go traffic there. Again, the heavier rain is falling here. West on Sunrise Highway through the merge is a little bit heavy there. And both ways of the southern is heavy from 18 straight on over towards about exit 30 or so. Again, just a lot of traffic northbound, both Wantagh, Meadowbrook, no relief. Stay with 135 maybe as a little bit better alternate for you. Let's bring up the cameras in the city because I want to focus in first on that Major Deegan over by the Cross Bronx just to see if anything is happening there. We're going to kind of come into this location down in here. We want to, that's the camera I want. It could be maybe a little bit of flooding. That's what I'm seeing there. I think this is coming where they've zoomed the camera in so tight here this morning, but I don't know if that's coming off the Cross Bronx, that ramp, the common ramp to the southbound Deegan. But that could be a reason why it's a little bit slower than what it should be because maybe it's a little bit of flooding out there. You see the wet conditions here this morning. I'll have to blow those cameras up just a little bit so you can see them. Just hammered here going south. Let's just do that, shall we? We'll just zoom in so you can actually see it. Yeah. So just a really, really tough ride here on that Major Deegan. But again, folks, we're like, when is that not an issue? So our time now is 7:25. Got the comments up on Facebook, and we're on the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page, not my personal page. I was just doing a test there. This, I think, is where we're going to end up on Facebook. So go ahead and like that page if you can. We're also on YouTube and Twitter. Good morning to everyone. Just a sloppy, messy start to this Wednesday morning commute. See, unfortunately, this brings this stuff way too large here. Let's just next spot I want to go over is that Bruckner extension just to see if we see anything there. I don't think we're going to be able to, but we will see. Yes. Oh, there it is. Okay. That's not on the ramp. Doesn't look like to me. Um, so yeah, you can see what's left of this car. I mean, that doesn't look good whatsoever. So that's why this is heavy here this morning. So again, be really careful as you travel. You can see some of the standing water, kind of a little bit of the puddles out here. But yeah, that is going to be this accident investigation out by East Tremont Avenue is going to be closing up a lane. So I certainly don't see that on the ramp. Um, but it could be the ramp to the exit. I don't know what's on this side over here. But nonetheless, we've certainly found it here this morning as you travel north on this Bruckner extension out of the Bruckner interchange, coming off of, let's say, the Whitestone Bridge this morning. Okay, so we're going to retire the city cameras for right now because I want to go to Long Island and just to see how the rain is impacting the ride here. Know it's impacting the ride, but I just wanted to see how heavy the rain is actually falling now. Let's just check it out in real time. We will go to the LIE here at Washington Ave. Yeah, doesn't, I mean, weather-wise doesn't look horrible, but that looks pretty rough there. I think as you go further east is where the issues are taking place this morning. Oh, sorry about that. I just had to switch off the other tabs on the internet. Yeah, it's just a messy. Just, I mean, the timing of all of this is just absolutely dreadful. You know, this is certainly not what we want to see for the morning rush hour, but nonetheless, we'll get through it, right? Go over to Plainview area, Sunnyside Boulevard. That's the northern state. Closer, we're coming up on 728. We'll get to Connecticut and Hudson Valley in a minute, but it's just been a big old mess. Pretty much all across the board. That's at Minetto Hill Road. This is the one I want at 135, and I think we know what we're going to see. I'll zoom the camera in just a bit. So they were obviously looking for something. So this is over by South Oyster Bay Road. Just a kind of a wall of traffic, a crush of traffic coming towards us here this morning. Yeah, just nasty conditions out there. You know what? I'm going to take it a little bit further east because you saw on the radar that the rain was falling a little bit heavier. Further east you go as far east as we can here. This is the LIE Sills Road 101. We will make our way to by the rest area here, 65, 66. Yeah, gray skies, rain is really coming down. Unfortunately, I don't have anything out east on the North and South Fork to show you. Well, just take a look. Surprised that there's not cameras along 25, 24 as well. But you know, we go up towards the Port Jeff area. Some of these are new cameras. This is 25A. Show you the scene there. Again, another soggy start as this rain pulls out of here, going from west to east later on this morning. All right, so we're coming up on 7:29. Our next stop will be Connecticut here this morning, as again we're just seeing a lot of traffic pretty much across the board on this very early Thursday morning. So, good morning to you. See, my camera kind of got all banged up here. I don't know what happened. First, it was too wide, and now all of a sudden it comes in closer. So, Hopefully that's a little bit better here this morning. I don't know whether I like it a little bit wider, a little bit closer, but you can't really see the jacket. So we'll just do one of these jobs, right? So we got the men in plaid jackets, right, up and running, kind of just brighten maybe things up just a bit from this gloomy start to this very early Thursday morning. Good morning, everybody. O'Don here in the traffic center, and welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Appreciate you joining us here on Facebook. We're on the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook, not my personal page. We're going to try this out, see if we can get some more people to follow the Tri-State Traffic Show page. Also, we are on YouTube. Good morning to all of our good friends watching there, especially Alexandra. Good morning to her. She's actually working from home this morning, so we won't have our eyes in the sky on the Maine and Bergen and the port on the PATH trains this morning, but hopefully maybe tomorrow. But again, as I said, I think this whole work from home situation is kind of kicking into gear where people are getting into routine and maybe taking Thursday, Friday home, so we don't have to drive in. It's a lot easier to get the weekend started early on Friday. It's 5:00 somewhere, right? So with that said, we want to head up towards Connecticut here this morning. I'll lower the music and we will go ahead and head over to our maps. Let me just bring up the Connecticut incident page for us, and we are off and running. So let's put this in play. Let's go here. No, I don't want to go quad box. There we go. We on the side. All right. So we are looking at just general delays across the board. Let's zoom this in just a bit. Friends here on their phones can go ahead and read the list. Just some delays here, 8491 through Bridgeport and Hartford this morning. Merritt Parkway, again, 4937. But, normal stuff. And then 9529 through 13. Let's bring it over towards southwestern Connecticut, and there it is. Kind of looks the same every single morning. You can set your watch to these delays. I was doing Connecticut traffic for a long time. That's kind of what I said. I mean, it's literally almost feel like you got the same people out there all the time. All taking to the roads. They got their watches set to it. So go south on 95 from Mesa 28, say, all the way down to, I'm going to put that delay pretty much into 11. You get a little relief from 11 to 9, and then it hits the brakes south of 9 all the way down to 5. Merritt Parkway, I mean, you just can't win. You just can't win here. Getting south of exit 46, we'll go 46, 44 through 41, and then eventually into 39 for Route 7 is going to be a solid ride. And then further south of that, we are pretty busy as well, getting out to about exit 36. But again, nothing completely out of the ordinary. I was, hoping that, maybe it'd be a little bit lighter because of the Thursday morning ride. Let's go to the cameras. We'll just do a quick spot check. And, some of this is for weather-wise, just to see what it's doing out there. And I guess I have to just zoom this out. There we go. So yeah, you can see it's pretty heavy here at the Darien Rest Area 9. Again, roadways are wet, but it looks like the rain is kind of shutting off here through the Stamford area out by WWE headquarters. Let's continue further north. We're going to bring it up in towards the Stratford area. This is Bridgeport. And again, to me, it looks like some of the rain has kind of, kind of tapering off to just some misting, a little light, maybe some light showers at this hour. Here's Stratford, and again, the further north we go, the little more steadier the rain continues. This is out by Schoolhouse Road, Milford Parkway connector. We'll bring it up one more up through the Milford area. We'll check out the vibe here. Again, just some light rain still falling pretty much across the board here, all the way out to First Avenue in West Haven. All right, so we've taken care of Connecticut for the time being. Let's go to Westchester County. I want to zoom in here. I don't have any reports of flooding, but we will check in just a moment. Cross County Parkway heading westbound into the seminary and the Sawmill is a heavy ride. And then both ways here, as you get from the Bronx River Parkway over to the Hutch, is just seeing a lot of traffic. And then north on the Hutch into Weaver is heavy. And then south of 287 is busy. East along 287, also seeing a lot of crowding here as well. again, I don't think nothing's been reported as that through that area, but a little bit heavier than certainly we like to see. So it's potential that there could be some a little bit of standing water, some puddles out there. 287 into White Plains, getting busier by the minute through Elmsford, east of the Springbrook Parkway. Head across the Tappan Z, which is a bit of a mess, obviously because of the weather. And then we go to the thruway here from about 14 all the way into the Tappan Z. So with that said, let's go back to the Tappan Zee Bridge cameras, and we want to spin things over here to the Tappan Zee, and we'll just give you a quick spot check on what the bridge itself looks like. And I think we probably pretty much know what that is going to look like. It's just temporary. Of course, all the cameras that I pick, I pick 6 numbers, right? Yeah, it's a messy morning across the Tappan Zee. So again, be really careful out there. Just slow it down. Give yourself some extra travel time here at 7:36. Let's go to the thruway cameras, and we'll just split the difference. Go to the Palisades at 13, and as you can see it here, we are loaded up. But again, what else is new? This is normally what we see this point in the morning commute on the thruway going south of 13. Let's go back to the maps now, and we will widen it up just a bit. Palisades a little bit heavy out by exit 10, but the thruway all the way through Orange County, we are fine. Not seeing any issues there. Along 17, 84, Port Jervis, all the way to the Beacon Bridge, and then over towards upper portions of Westchester and Dutchess counties. Brewster, 684. That's a little bit slow out of Brewster into Katona, and then both ways out of the Ansville traffic circle here in Peekskill. Going to be a little bit slow here as well. All right, so let's jump back over to transit now. I want to check out Metro North for our customers here in Connecticut and also into the Hudson Valley. So we got Metro North is on or close. Long Island Railroad is looking good. Let's go back to the subways, and we'll take a look at that. The 2 and the 3 now popping off with some delays here. Southbound 2-3 ring delays. Medical assistance at 135th. Okay, so that is going to be new here this morning, so just watch for that. Let's check in with New Jersey Transit while we're still on the train theme here. We will go to the Morrison Essex, still picking up that delay from that early train out of Hoboken being late. And the River Line is seeing some delays because of mechanical issues. 15 minutes heading south here this morning. So watch for that in Camden County. We want to go, that's what I want to do. I want to check the weather tab here. Yeah, this is a new one here. Palisades. South at 16, watch for a left lane closed there. Also east on the LIE at the C40 Eastern Bay Expressway, watch for a lane there blocked. And then west at Maurice Avenue. Okay, I'm going to check in with that one next because that one could be a problem there. Maurice Avenue is way out by the down tunnel. Where were we going? Brain freeze. 7:38 is our time. So real quick, maybe we're on Facebook on the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page. Go ahead and like that if you can. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. It certainly helps me out quite a bit. Again, we're just trying to get this all launched and up and off the ground here from basically my living room running a TV station. It's still amazing to me that after doing this for a long, long time, that we're actually able to do a TV station from my living room. That's amazing how far this technology has come. And we're also on Twitter as well. So I can't read the comments yet on Twitter. We're still working that out. But if you leave a comment there, I'll go ahead and reply or like after the show. So we want to go to, it's going to the weather tab. That's right. Just to see if there's any weather related issues. Okay, so there are. We've got some flooding here on the BQE, and also eastbound. The center lane is flooded but passable on the BQE heading up into the Brooklyn Bridge. So the Major Deegan, yes, that's what I was thinking, was that Some flooding there out by the Cross Bronx. That's what we were looking at with those cameras. Let's go to New Jersey. See any issues here? Weather-wise, no. Connecticut, weather-wise, no. Okay. All right. So, and with that said, we want to go to the LIE. That's going to be a city camera. Well, let me just get my bearings straight here. We'll have another check of the forecast with John Rocco in 5 minutes. Maurice Avenue is here. I think that's why the ride to the Midtown Tunnel is better than what it usually is. So we want to go here. We're going to go to the city cameras. Let's do that, shall we? Close out of New Jersey Transit for the time being, and the path alerts as well. You know what? We'll have that. Let's just take a look at path before I close it out too fast, just in the chance of some signal delays or something going on. 3 minutes ago, yeah, I'm glad I looked at it. General Square 33rd, Hoboken 33rd delayed because of signal issues here at 33rd Street. Folks, sometimes those signals, some of these signals are just been around since who knows how long, since I don't know. I mean, they've been around forever. And especially in the tunnel, you get a little bit of humidity with a little bit of the moisture. They don't really play nice. Those signals are very, very temperamental. And again, potentially you could see some delays on trains this weekend, especially with temps getting up into the lower 90s, automatically going from spring right into like August. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Again, these signals across the train lines, they're very, very temperamental. They like to hover in that 75-degree range, room temperature, down to about 45 or so. And then when you start going south of that, things start to become interesting with the signals. But again, I digress. Still with some delays here on path, General Square to 33rd, Hoboken to 33rd, and that's all because of signal problem at 33rd. All right, let's close out of that. We want to go back to our cameras here because we want to check up on the issues on the LIE just to see how bad that accident is here this morning. And whoa, we're going to Manhattan. We'll get there in a minute, but I want to go to the LIE here this morning. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take we'll stay with that. The camera's getting way too tight. Let's just see. That is the accident in question. Whoa, I should play the lottery. Hit that one right on the head here. It's right here. This is the westbound side. Have that left lane shut down. So we don't have any police on scene. Again, it's just tough to get emergency equipment out here when you're sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic. So let's take a look at another camera, shall we? Let's just zoom out just a bit, just a little bit. My taste. Let's go here at 75th. That's eastbound that heads away down the hill. Westbound coming towards us. Let me go back here. It said Maurice Avenue. I just want to see if I'm in the right spot. I think I am, or unless that's something new that just popped up. Yeah, it's just before the BQE. Just before the BQE. What movie is that from? Still waiting for the answer from I'll See You When I See You. What movie that is from. So here, I don't think, let's check this camera at 60th. That the west, yeah, okay. So that was a secondary problem. So this is the westbound accident here at Maurice Avenue. So don't know whether it's involving this bus. But definitely, I think it is involving the bus because the bus isn't even moving as well. Closing up that left lane involving this minivan, so to say, or the other vehicle behind me. You know what? Let's just go full screen with that so you get a better idea of what we're dealing with here this morning. So that's the westbound LIE on the approach into the BQE, just all banged up here with this crash still out there. Let's just get the time of when that crash came out. 7:24, 20 about 20 minutes ago or so. It's 7:22, I should say, with that crash. But that other problem out just coming up the hill there, that was a new problem with maybe a stall of some type, or I'm not sure if those two were kind of tangled up in a crash as well. Let's check that out again. It's down here now. I think whether that's east or west. I can't tell. Looking at this, I think this is going east. I think this is going east now. Now that I'm looking at this with the houses and stuff. It's been a while since been on that section of the LIE, but that is going to be heading eastbound here this morning. And we wanted to take a quick check once again before we hit weather here. Running a couple minutes behind just because it's been so busy. Wanted to check out that potential flooding here along the BQE. Let's just see where that is. Go weather. Street. Where is Union Street? Is that down with the Brooklyn Bridge too? Oh, it's in the trench. JJ, the DJ says in the trench. Brooklyn Bridge. So many cameras. It's unreal how many cameras that they have, which is amazing. All right, so there you go. There's a good picture of it. So this is the northbound side here coming up to the Brooklyn Bridge. Past that garbage truck, but you can see that all the lanes are open, but there's a little bit of standing water here just as you come underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. So you got to be real careful with that. And again, that's kind of normal for the most part what we would see here when it does rain along this BQE. Let's an old Fulton. Let's see if that camera works. Now that's that exit. That's that entrance ramp they keep popping up here. So yeah, this is the that other camera is located here, but that's the inbound side of the Brooklyn on the upper. This is the outbound side, if you want to call it that, is there. Let's go to the good old trench. See if there's any standing water here, just stacked and packed. I think at that point it doesn't make a difference here at Union. Where that standing water is. Looks like the rain is shut off here as well. So, but yeah, just obviously the wet conditions are our biggest problem for the morning. All right. So with that said, let's get to the forecast, courtesy of our good friend John Rocco this morning. He is a meteorology student, and he is going to be the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. So congratulations, John, on being the president of that fine organization. You can find John at Twitter, I should say, at John Rocco WX. So Johnny is saying this rain is going to be with us for the rest of the morning commute. Again, it's easing up west to east. It's slowly doing that. We'll show you the real-time radar here in just a brief moment. But again, a rainy start to the morning commute. Here's a look at some of the temperatures to the mid to upper 50s here this morning. The warmer spot being Cape May at 58. 53 up in Sussex County. We'll head to the five boroughs again into the mid 50s, and this is kind of what we're seeing pretty much across the board. Lower 50s on the South Shore of Long Island at 52, 55 in Port Jeff, 55 in Huntington and southwestern Connecticut. Maybe a little cooler up towards Litchfield County in the area of Torrington, coming in at 50 and 55 in the capital, and over the Hudson Valley, again, lower to mid 50s, kind of almost even par across the entire tri-state area. So with that said, let's get to today's forecast. The morning showers are going to ease out by sometime into the late afternoon, I should say. We may even see some sun peeking out through the clouds. I think that's why some of the temperatures Johnny's forecasting here in the Cherry Hill area are going to rise to about 75, 73 in Atlantic City, 68 only in Central Park, and 64 out on the island in Islip. And I think that's because it's going to take a little longer for the cloud cover to make its way east and get out of the way. So that's why it's going to be about 10, 12 degrees cooler there. The showers are going to end once again. Hopefully we will see some of that sunshine. But here's Johnny's extended forecast. Again, once we get through these early morning showers, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no weather threats, although the temperature is going to start to cook up just a bit on Saturday and Sunday with some more summer-like temperatures. We'll get a little better idea of what those temperatures may be when we have Johnny's forecast for tomorrow and for the weekend. Also took the shower thread out for Sunday. He had it in the extended forecast yesterday, but looking at chance of some afternoon showers for Monday. So again, just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. And we thank John for the forecast. Again, you can follow him on Twitter at John Rocco WX. Once again, on Twitter. Let's take a look at the real-time radar, shall we? And as you can see here, let me see if I can I make this a little larger? I don't think I can, but well, let's see here. Maybe I can zoom in. There we go. Kind of move things around. So, let's go full screen with that very briefly. There we go. Some light showers still falling in the Edison area and along the Parkway here. Through Monmouth and Ocean County, so that's still a little bit of rain falling, even through the 5 boroughs. Still seeing some lighter rain as well. It's really as you get out towards the East End here is really still seeing that moderate rainfall happening out through the Hamptons. So that's where the LIE Southern Sunrise Highway is busy. Same thing through Southwestern Connecticut from, let's say, New Haven again, from New Haven all the way down through Bridgeport. A little lighter rain here towards Litchfield County into Danbury. And then as you make your way west through the Hudson Valley, beginning to clear out. But again, New Jersey here, Sussex, parts of Passaic, Western Bergen, and we've got Western Essex County, parts of Western Union County. So I'm going to go kind of put that line at the Parkway, west of the Parkway, beginning to dry out pretty nicely for you, even in Mercer County and the capital, and down towards Camden County, Burlington, and Cape May. So again, it's beginning to ease up just a little bit as far as the rain is concerned, but our friends out in the island are really taking most of the brunt of the rain for the morning commute. So now let's close out of the radar. We will back to our event list. We're going to go back to New Jersey here this morning. And don't forget, we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. You can find Ralph's information here at the bottom of the screen. And he is located at 22 North Avenue West in beautiful downtown Cranford. Makes some of the best and greatest homemade ice cream all across the entire tri-state area. Go visit him and tell him I sent you. And you can also have more information at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. So with that said, all of a sudden in the Jersey list, I don't think got quiet. I think I just need to refresh it. Let's see. Yes, that's the case. I wish there were no incidents, but there we go. All right, so let's run it down. So we got 280 in East Hanover, just east of 80. We've got a problem there. Goethals Bridge into Staten Island is going to be a little bit heavy with a broken down vehicle. And then we've got a vehicle off the roadway north at the Barnegat Tolls on the Parkway, 21 South. That's McCarter Highway in Newark, 3rd Avenue. One lane is closed there. And then we're still dealing with this crash on the northbound Parkway. All lanes open at 117 on the local side. So let's go to, where should we go? Let's go to 280 first, and we'll see if that camera works. I thought that there was a camera here just in that location, but I could be wrong. I am. It's really on 80 at 284. That's under maintenance. Okay, so you can see it's heavy getting off of Route 80 onto Route 280 because of that crash. That is a new problem there. So let's go to 21. I don't think this camera at 3rd is going to work, but let's just give it a college try here and see where we're at. Oh, well, there's a camera. We'll see. Let's see. There it is. There it is into the distance there. It's heavy. I really don't think that the cameras are moving that quick, but again, this is coming just off of that elevated section of McCarter Highway on the approach into Newark and Belleville. So watch for that. So really not. It's causing some delays because that's just a normal volume of traffic. That's normally the way it's going down into 280. But going to add a couple of minutes of extra travel time. You can see here, we're not back to the Belleville Bridge along Route 7. Let's just see here. That's 21 South coming towards us. So, yeah, I mean, we're not back as far as that location. Let's see what else we've got. Let's check out the scene on the Parkway. This is causing any major problems, and it does look like that is the case. We may have to go to the Turnpike cameras for that, but let's just check it out. This is by the Barnegat Tolls. See what's going on. Wow. This is probably the only time you're gonna see traffic like that when something like this happens. So this is at the Barnegat Toll Plaza heading northbound, and, we're just seeing a ton of traffic here. Let's just see what the exit number is. Uh, say let's go to the Google Maps. Google. Um, I do that, once again, the comments section is open for business here. If you are so inclined, please go ahead and leave a comment on YouTube and Facebook. We'll put you on the show as we did Alexandra this morning, our faithful, loyal viewer. She is actually working from home this morning, so we're not commuting on the trains here today. So we go up towards the Barnegat Tolls, which is here. We are going to go just north of about 62. It's kind of like the no exit zone there for a little bit. Let's just see here. This is exit 66. Check it out. Again, you got to be right on top of the exit in order to get the exit number, which is insane. I don't understand why that is. Do not get that. Why Google? Are you listening? So this is just north of Bay Avenue. So be careful coming on off of Bay Avenue out by the Acme. You can see that traffic's already backed up onto Bay Ave, and that's because of our crash here before the Barnegat Toll Plaza. That's about 2.5 miles or so into that location. So we want to take this camera out of service. We want to take the city cameras out, the MTA out, because and we want to close up that radar as well. It's just eating too much of the memory. Go to the turnpike cameras. Let's see what we've got here this morning. We want to go, where am I going? Parkway, right? So Barnegat Tolls, Barnegat. I think it's going to be the same camera. Yeah. Surprised I haven't moved the camera the opposite way just to see how bad of a crash it is here. Um, they're saying vehicle off the road, so may have slid down on that embankment. That's not good. Well, hopefully no one's injured, as we always say in those kind of situations. But again, looking at a lot of heavy traffic there along that parkway from Bay Avenue, getting up into the area of the Barnegat Toll Plaza. So again, just give yourself some extra travel time here this morning in this section of Ocean County. So even if you're, even if you're watching us on Long Beach Island this morning out of Stafford, you may, forgo the extra cup of coffee. Just if you're going to be late, what we don't want to see. Um, getting up into Bay Avenue. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the street view because I haven't been down this way in a while. I just need to see the exit number. 67. I was close. But okay. All right. What are we doing here? Get rid of this. We don't need you. No. That off. There we go. So yeah, 67. So be careful getting on to the parkway there off of 72. Coming up on the top of the hour now. We're still trying to work out some kind of a format, but we'll do a game reset here at 8. It's just been so busy with the weather. 55 and 42 is a solid ride through that interchange. Typically, when is that never an issue, right? 295, a little slow both ways in Haddon Heights. Now it looks like we got a crash being reported here morning north of about, let's just go to the DOT cameras. Let's go to the 295 area. Go 295, and we will do this here this morning. Want to go, I think it's just in this, let's see, probably Tillman, maybe? Difference here? Heavy there. I don't know which direction that one's going. This is at 561. That camera works. Again, I don't know what. Oh, so that's going north. Going northbound. Maybe it's up 70? I think so. No, that's fine. Go to 168. I think you're going to see traffic both ways here. Yep. Pretty solid ride. This is south coming towards us. Into the Aljo wall, the Aljo curve. Tell me why it's called the Aljo curve. Definitely some extra credit for you there. Speaking of that, we may have some trivia questions coming up next week for some things. Hopefully, we'll see. Got a couple of pretty cool ideas for next week and into the week after. All right, so quickly go back to the maps. We're back here at 8 o'clock on a very early and rainy Tuesday morning. Let's reset the maps here towards city and New Jersey areas. We're going to refocus again here in New Jersey in just a brief moment. But again, let's do the game reset, as they say. Good morning to you. Good morning, Odon, here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center, which is actually my living room. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Got a pretty nice audience here on this early Thursday. Now, weather is certainly a big part of the morning ride. We'll get our forecast. Some John Rocco coming up at 8:15 and the last check at 8:45. But again, it's really causing quite a bit of havoc on the roads, and especially going east. Again, the weather is pushing out east over the island. Western Jersey is actually cleared up as far as some of the rain is concerned, so that is some good news. Now, just a couple housekeeping notes to pass along to you. We are on Facebook. We are actually on the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page, so please go ahead and like that if you can. Certainly helps me out quite a bit. We'll bring up those numbers, and that's where we're going to put the show on from now on instead of on my personal page. It was really just my personal page was a test for Facebook here this morning. Or for the last couple of days, I should say. We're also on YouTube. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. The big one is the subscribe. Will certainly help me out greatly here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. Basically trying to start up a TV station out of my living room. But again, if you could be so generous and kind to smash that subscribe button, you can see that I watch way too much YouTube. Way too much YouTube of people throwing, bowling balls off of buildings or whatever, and kind of crazy wacky stuff that my nephews love and laugh hysterically about, some of the crazy stuff that they watch on YouTube. But yeah, if you can, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Certainly help us out. We're also on Twitter. Unfortunately, can't read the comments as of yet. We're working on that, but I will reply after the show. Now, speaking of comments, so we have our good friend Auntie Anna saying good morning, and she needs my help. Okay, heading to Caldwell from the Garden State Parkway PNC entrance. How does it look? Well, I'm glad you asked, because it is a pretty bad ride here this morning, Auntie Anna. So let's bring the maps up full screen again. We will show you. We will take you north here first. So she's getting on at exit 116 in the Homedale area, which is down here, which all of this is fine, Auntie. And then as we make our way up to the Driscoll Bridge, a little bit heavy, so stay with the outer lanes there, as you well know. Getting out to 127 to avoid the backups, exiting for 440 and 287 in Perth Amboy. But the problem still exists from an earlier crash here on the Parkway out in Kenilworth by 138. And you can see how heavy. Look at this. We're all the way back to Route 27 now, passing the Colonia Rest area. And then further out to that, I would assume that you're going to take 280 instead of 24, but I guess you can take either one. Parkway, again, typical stuff, 143 to 145. But 280 going west looks good. As you get up into Prospect Avenue, so things are going to be fine there. Now, speaking of that, let's see if we can bring up the Parkway cameras, shall we? We're going to stop that one. That's another issue on the Parkway down in Barnegat. We want to bring the cameras closer to Union County. Well, first, let's go to south of the Driscoll. We'll show Auntie the ride there. Wow, just a soggy mess. It is just ugly out there. Just awful. For the morning ride. So this is that outer road. This is that inner roadway exiting for 287. That's why you want to stay here, Auntie, on the the outer roadway. This is the inner roadway, I should say. I'll get that right. It's 8 o'clock on a Thursday. And again, just the weather conditions here, just awful here along the Garden State Parkway. Let's close that out. I want to show you further up the line here by the Colonia Rest area. Again, we're shooting out towards the old Madison Hill Rest area as an absolute parking lot. So let's bring it back here. Well, they zoomed things in on the southbound side. That's not what you want. Let's head up to 136 for you. Look at that, pushing a ton of volume here through Clark. Barely even moving now from 135 straight up the line to where that accident was at 138. Let's check out the 142 Tower. Let's see what they're looking at here. So they were actually looking, this is looking south here this morning through the construction. You can see all this northbound traffic coming towards us, people trying to figure out which way to go. Getting up into that location, we will go to, let's just see, can we go to the Union Toll Plaza? That's out Union Tolls. That's going south. So north is okay at the toll plaza. We want to take you into that hotspot here at 144. That's north on the top left. It's this camera here. Some sluggish traffic gating onto 280. Let's show you the exit here for 280. That is okay. We'll bring it up further, closer towards 145. And this actually doesn't look too bad getting up in towards exit 147. So, just I don't know if I want to send you to the Turnpike here right now at 8:05, because the Turnpike, again, as word got out about that crash, everybody and their cousin decided to jump onto the Turnpike instead of sticking with normally would stick with the Parkway. So this is just hammered here, getting through 12, from 11 through 12 into 13, all the way up into 14. And then you'd have to make your way all the way up here onto the western spur to take 280, and then you're going to get hit hard here on 280 across the Stickle. So, Auntie, I'd still say, I think if you can maybe leave here in about another 15, 20 minutes, maybe delay the start time of your ride out. I know that can be difficult. Maybe some of this traffic could ease out. And again, there could be something else happening in here that I'm just not aware of, that hasn't come up on the list. But it's slowly easing out. We're up to about 137 now. So again, unfortunately, the Turnpike may have a little bit more space, but not a whole lot. But then you got to avoid the delays through Newark and all that, and that's going to be a real horror show as well. So, if there's any way that you can leave a little bit later, I think is certainly going to be beneficial to your commute. All right, so Auntie, have a good ride and drive safe. Let us know if how bad the delay was, or decide to leave later. Let's go out towards Morris County. A ton of traffic on 80, getting east of exit 30 through 34, pushing a lot of volume into 287 and Route 24. Both ways here by Columbia Turnpike is a mess. And then the bigger issue is here is east along 80, exiting for 280 out by exit 1. We've got a crash. That is still being cleared as well. Let's go over towards the traffic incident page. Let's bring that up. Let's see what else we've got cooking now. Okay, so I was right. So there is another accident here in Clark at 130, just south of 135. So it's just between the old Madison Hill rest area by the reservoir. I think it's probably where this accident is here this morning. If you know where that is, where the fake tree cell phone tower is. It used to have its own Facebook page for the Madison Hill rest area, but I think that was like one of the first ones in the area that's actually a cell phone tower disguised to look like a pine tree. It's kind of cool looking. But again, that was one of the first in the area. And like I said, if you can find the Facebook page, kudos to you. If you can, go ahead and send me the link to that. Auntie Anna says, all right. She says, thank you. I can delay. We'll hold out for 30 to 40 minutes. You're a lifesaver. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you much for joining us here this morning. And again, a safe ride, Auntie. We want to see you tomorrow on the broadcast. So we've got another problem on the local side, getting to the George up by 46, a crash there, and then more delays on the George Washington Bridge. So that's going to be a problem here this morning. You know what? Let's just quickly go to the Hudson River crossings. Again, friends, I know we're kind of like all over the map here, but there's just so much happening here this morning. I feel like I need like another person in the traffic center. We'll say closer to the hour mark for the George Washington Bridge. We'll put it a solid 50 to an hour at the Lincoln and a half an hour at the Holland. Again, a lot of this is just weather-related issues. I was hoping that maybe it will be a little bit lighter, like I mentioned numerous times yesterday and so far today about the Thursday-Friday situation. Let's go to the maps again. We want to head out towards Bergen County now, where things are just lighting up all over the place like a Christmas tree. Look at 208. We're heavy right out of Wyckoff all the way into Hawthorne and Fairlawn, and then 17 is busy both ways here this morning. Let me just get the cross street through Ho-Hocus. If I had to take a guess, that's Hollywood Avenue. Yes, that is the case. And then further south by the Garden State Plaza Mall is heavy. And then west on 80 is heavy out of the Parkway straight on through 20. And then east is building a lot of volume through Totowa into Patterson. So it was 46 at a Union Boulevard into the 3 interchange. When is that never a heavy issue? And then eastbound 3, lots of stop and go here from the Parkway all the way in towards Meadowlands Parkway both ways, just being hammered here through Bloomfield by 148. Again, the Turnpike onto the Western Spur, heavy just north of 15W. Same thing getting onto the Eastern Spur is a solid ride. The Skyway is the better prospect to get into the city there. I'm sorry, the Skyway is not the way to go. You're better off the Bay Extension, I should say, but just getting there off of 14 is going to be a solid ride. You can see that Lincoln Tunnel approach is here, all jammed up on 3, as well as the Eastern Spur. And now 95 is backed up all the way back to 46. So that could be well over an hour and 15 minutes plus or so. Again, it's just, I mean, just look at all of this red across the board here. For these very rainy Wednesday morning. With that said, I'm going to take a quick break here at 8:10 and all right. Good morning. Just had to take a very, very quick break here this morning. And, if you're looking for a good YouTube channel to watch is Flossie Carter. I don't know if you've ever seen this guy. He's out of Queens, does electronic reviews and stuff, keeps it real all the way across the board. And he always says when he goes through a little bit of a break, he's like, talk amongst yourselves. So I don't want to take his line, but certainly he's need my help. He has like almost 2 million subscribers or whatever. But if you're looking for a good electronics real review YouTube channel, Flossie Carter on YouTube, check him out. A lot of fun. There's a lot of really fun stuff, really entertaining reviews. A good time talking about phones and audio and all kinds of fun stuff. And so does Marquez Brownlee too. Like, he needs my help. He's got 15, 16 million viewers, but he is from my area, the Great Garden State. So we shout out to the Great Garden Stater Marquez Brownlee here on YouTube. All right. So with all of that said, we're coming up on 8:12 in about 3 minutes. Take a check of the another check of the forecast, which is really wreaking havoc on the commute. So we will go to we'll see how much of the city we can get in here in the next 2.5 minutes or so. We've got a lot of traffic on the West Shore Expressway, getting into Arden Avenue, heading north. Even the Outer Bridge is starting to build up some volume here into the tolls. Staten Island Expressway, what else is new from 440 all the way out to the Verrazano? Verrazano is heavy straight up from the Verrazano all the way through Industry City, all the way up to the BQE. And again, there were some reports here. Let's just bring up the New York page, shall we? Just to see if there's any accidents. You don't see any except for that one on the LIE at Maurice. It's the flooding is what we wanted to see here. So right at the Brooklyn Bridge going north, it was underneath that overpass for the Brooklyn Bridge. We've got 2 lanes there, a little bit of standing water, so that's slowing things down. Same thing on the Deegan out by the Cross Bronx. Let's go back to the maps. Belt Parkway seeing a ton of traffic as well, west in the Flatbush, all the way out for Coney Island, and again from the airport into Erskine Street. And then we've got the Van Wyck is just a solid ride both ways here this morning from the interchange all the way down to the airport. And then look at the Cross Island just getting hit hard here, straight out of Sunrise Highway, all the way up passing Belmont Racetrack, and then all the way into the LIE. LIE is just a mess through Queens. I mean, if you can take mass transit, please do so, or maybe work from home if you have to be in the office here today. Maybe you do the work from home thing for the first hour or two. I had to take a little H2O there. Just to avoid sitting in all of this. I mean, just a miserable, miserable day to be driving here throughout the city. So let's reset here now with another check of the weather. We'll get back to Long Island and the city in just a brief moment, but we need to get another check of your forecast, courtesy of my good friend John Rocco. He is a weather student at Rutgers and also the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. You can follow John on Twitter at John Rocco WX. So give him a follow if you can. All right. So we obviously know it's a rainy start out there throughout the five boroughs. Not the greatest morning to be driving. And certainly the timing of all of this is just rotten, to tell you the truth. I mean, hopefully people got to where they need to go to safely. But again, roadways are wet. We've seen some standing water. We'll show you some of those cameras in just a moment. We got temps here into the mid to upper 50s through New Jersey to start things off. And again, pretty much the entire tri-state area is right around that mid 50 mark, 55 in Manhattan and 55 in Flushing and Queens. Out to the island. South Shore maybe starting off a little bit cooler into the 50s at 52 and 55 in Huntington. Over to Western Connecticut, Litchfield County, a little bit cooler as well, right around 50, 51, 55 in the capital, and 53 in Bridgeport and the Hudson Valley into the low to mid 50s. So again, it's kind of uniform as far as our temperatures are concerned, pretty much across the board. Let's continue on now, and we'll take a look at John's forecast for today. We've got these morning showers to contend with, ending from west to east. We're actually starting to see some of the western suburbs starting to clear up. Not clear up, but at least the rain is beginning to shut off there in western portions of New Jersey. We'll go west of the Parkway, beginning to clear up. East at the Garden State Parkway, still seeing some light rain through the city, but heavier showers out through Suffolk County, out to the east end. It's going to take a little longer for that to go ahead and clear up. Hopefully, we'll see some late afternoon sun, as John says, and that's why I think this temperature in Cherry Hill at 75 is going to start to bump up those numbers, because of that sun going to break itself out. 68 in Central Park, and then a little cooler out on the island again because those clouds are going to stick around a lot longer. We go to the potential weather threats for the rest of the week. Once we get past the early morning showers, hopefully get some sunshine and things are going to clear up just a bit. So tomorrow is going to be a nice day into the mid 70s, but Saturday and Sunday you're going to really start to cook. We're going to get up in towards the mid to upper 80s in some spots, maybe even pushing 90 or so. Again, in certain locations. John's going to have more on his weekend forecast coming up tomorrow. So you want to stay tuned here to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Again, we're going to go right from spring right into summer. So be careful, because a lot of folks probably haven't checked the coolant levels in their vehicles and all that fun stuff. So, you could potentially get some overheating there, depending on how warm it gets. And then our next chance of some showers, John is saying, is sometime Monday evening. So again, fairly quiet after later on this afternoon. So again, hopefully we get some of that sunshine. Let's go back over towards our observation list here this morning, just to check in with some of our real-time reporting stations from our friends over at NOAA. Over at EWR 57, light rain. Gabreski Islip reporting a rain, fog, and mist in towards the lower to mid 50s. Kennedy at 54 with some light rain. So, some of the flights could be delayed as well. Central Park coming in with 54 and light rain, and 55 over in Jersey at Teterboro. Looks like some of our reporting stations kind of fell off of the list here. But again, 55 for rain, fog, and some mist here this morning. Let's see if we can bring up the radar, shall we? Take a quick look at that, just to get a snapshot here at 8:13 of where of some of this rain is now. Again, some light showers in Middlesex County area across the Driscoll Bridge, as you saw it, kind of a murky start, but looks like things are pulling out off of the shoreline here in Jersey through Ocean, Monmouth, Atlantic County. So that's good news. It's all offshore, raining out there for the fishes. But the East End, again, is seeing a ton of, not a ton of rain, but it's steady rain here this morning. Even over towards the Hamptons. I mean, look at that, just offshore, just off of Montauk Point, some fairly heavy rain here falling. But again, through Montauk, Sag Harbor, Hampton Bays, I should say. Some moderate rain, some lighter rain falling through Nassau County on into Queens. It looks like maybe parts of Brooklyn beginning to dry up a little bit. And then as you get up into Chappaqua, Upper Westchester, Peekskill, Rockland County is, for the most part, dry at this point, but still southwestern Connecticut, we're still seeing some wet conditions as well. All right. So with that said, let's go back to our maps. We go back to the city. We want to check in with that crash here by Maurice Avenue. Again, there's just so much happening across the board. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit lighter, but we do have a very, very nice audience watching us here this morning. Thank you very much. Watching us on YouTube and Facebook. Again, the comment section is open. And don't forget, we're sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery at 22 North Avenue West in beautiful downtown Cranford. You can get a hold of Ralph. Tell him I sent you. 908-272-3000 is his phone number. And you can find him at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. Again, we're on Facebook and Twitter on the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page, so certainly go ahead and throw me up a like. Also, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know, it certainly helps me out very, very much. Trying to get basically a traffic and weather channel started out of my living room. So, again, that certainly would help. And tell all your friends if they can subscribe to the channel. All right, so with all of that social media stuff out of the way, we want to go to the cameras because that's what you want to see. You want to see what's happening around the area. Our first stop is going to be the borough of Queens. We want to check up on that crash here at Maurice Avenue on the LIE, which is going to be right in this area. 7,000 cameras, and let's see if we get the right one. I don't see it there. Okay. It's closer here to the BQE. That's underneath the upper level, so I think it's further east of that. Let's just see what it is here at 75th. That's westbound coming towards us. So again, heavy, steady moving traffic. This is at Grand Avenue in the LIE. No, it's that. This is the LIE at Grand. That's westbound coming towards us. So I think potentially that accident may be cleared here this morning. This is westbound coming towards us. I think it was right underneath this overpass is where we saw that involving a bus and another truck. Let me just go back to 60th. Yeah, I don't see anything there. So I have a feeling that crash here on the LIE Maspeth is gone, getting out towards Maurice Avenue. So at least the lanes are open. So that's certainly a big help there. Let's see what else we've got cooking here. I'm going the wrong way with the maps. We want to go back towards the Brooklyn Bridge, shall we? And whoa, there we go. We want to check out, let's just see, where are we? Brooklyn Bridge. Just going to get the right camera. There was one. No, I always pull up this camera. I get the wrong one every single time. I think it's this one here. Yeah. So there's some flooding here. This is on the northbound BQE, just as you come on. This is the Brooklyn Bridge here. So this is just as you come underneath the Brooklyn Bridge. But now we've got the right lane closed with that standing water. So I guess they deemed it a little unsafe for vehicles to go ahead and come through that area. So be careful. So taking out that lane, as you can see, what that is doing to traffic is just making things for just a horrific ride all the way onto the into the trench. Again, normally this is busy to begin with, but it's just really extra slow with that one lane closed. You can see we're all the way through Industry City, and we're barely even moving back towards Fort Hamilton Parkway. And again, we're straight across the Verrazano is heavy, and most of this is really exiting for the Bell Parkway as we head east. So we want to come off of the BQE there. Let's just do a quick spot check on the where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Is got the movie trailer voice in full effect, right? So let's see what we've got. Let's do a spot check here in the Gowanus. It's just nobody moving anytime soon. Yeah. Wow. cameras again. All right, so let's check it out here, closer to Fort Hamilton Parkway. Yeah, look at that Gowanus, just absolutely buried in traffic. I mean, you're barely even moving here. Want to go to, let's see if the belt camera is working at Bay 8th. Yep, that's eastbound. That is moving away at a snail's pace. Let's check out spot check here on the belt. We go to Cropsey first, see if that works. That's east coming towards us is heavy. Let's go towards Ocean Parkway. That's a mess in either direction there. Go a little bit further to the east. Our next camera is not until Flatbush, and that is all westbounders coming towards us off the Mill Basin draw. But it's not even a drawbridge anymore. Wow, so many years of calling that Mill Basin drawbridge. No longer a drawbridge, and it certainly made things so much better. Oh my gosh, how many times did I get stuck behind the drawbridge being open, and it was probably like a 70-30 shot that you had that the drawbridge actually closed in the right position. Belt at Pennsylvania. This is going to be a little slow heading east. Yeah, that's going east here. And we will take it to Erskine Street. Yeah, raining still and just typical mess across the board. The other issue I wanted to bring up was this situation here in the Bronx. We wanted to check this out. This was on that kind of that Throgs Neck extension, Bruckner extension. Again, it's this accident investigation here set up here, and it's been out there for a while. So this is all north. Again, this is traveling north, and they call it the Throgs Neck extension. So either way, it's just going to be in this area here. Let me just widen this up. Go to look at all this red. I mean, I could spend half an hour just in the city alone. We could. I mean, it's my show, my rules, right? So it's just in this area here is the area in question out by East Tremont Avenue. It's right in there. That's where we're seeing that problem. And, the delay behind it is not extensive or as extensive as I thought it would be because, it's a heavily traveled area, but it actually kind of moves a little bit. It's not as heavy as the Cross Bronx going west, which is just a parking lot. And it's not really affecting coming off of the Whitestone Bridge back into, well, that's because maybe there's an issue here on the Whitestone. Let's see what that is. Scan 827 is our time. Going to do another reset here at the bottom of the hour, and then we'll go out to Long Island, Connecticut. So that's heading at the Whitestone. Let's just see. Out of this, going to go back to the list. Jersey incident list. We're going to bring that up. We're going to go to New York. Let's see what we got here. This we see was cleared. That was that accident investigation we saw. That's up in Westchester. Okay. Continue on. Again, it's just traffic everywhere, really. Okay, with that said, so we're going to close out of the radar because it's eating up a lot of memory. We'll get to that one more time at 45 past the hour. Let's take a look at our delays on the subways. We've got delays 4, 5, 6 running with the delays after some EMS assisted someone at Canal Street. So look for that with delays. Let's go on to the 7 train. 34th Street bound 7 Express is running with delays by Junction Boulevard. The B train. Oh, there was a B train. B and Q running delays, signal problem in Brighton Beach. And let's go to the F line. Southbound F is running with delays after another disruptive passenger. Saw that quite a bit this week for some reason. Delancey Street and Essex Street. So be mindful of that. All right, let's go to the rails now. We'll take a look at what's happening here on Metro North. Things are fine. Long Island Railroad is good. That Montauk branch between Patchogue and Babylon is going to have additional bus service because the trains are running only every 2 hours, beginning here in about 15 minutes for the midday for some track inspections. Then the Pascagoula Valley can have that planned substitute busing getting into high gear there, beginning at 8, a little before 9 o'clock. And again, that'll go out till about 3 this afternoon. So with that said, put the maps back up. Let's bring me back on camera here this morning. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so we got the Men in Plaid suit jacket here, maybe brightening things up here for your morning ride. We are at 8:30. Good morning to you, O'Don, here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. Welcome to the broadcast. We're up and running for another half an hour until 9 o'clock. It's been a really big mess across the board, obviously, because the weather, traffic and weather always go together. They always do. I don't care what anybody else tells you. I've been doing this a long time. Traffic and weather always go together. So with that said, we're up on Facebook, the Tri-State Traffic Show Facebook page. So certainly like that. That's where we're going to be broadcasting from now on Facebook. I was just using my personal page just as a kind of a test to see how the Facebook comments work. Speaking of that, we can take comments on YouTube as well as Facebook, Twitter. You can post some comments. I'll get to those after the fact, after the show, I should say. Just still trying to work out the Twitter situation, but hopefully that will be coming sooner than later. And what else we got to tell you here this morning? Other than the fact that, again, this rain is really the problem. Oh, YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and tell all your friends to subscribe to the Tri-State Traffic Show if you can. Certainly helps me out. Again, starting my own traffic and weather channel straight out of my living room. And honestly, friends, it's really amazing that this actually all does work. So I want to thank all of those who have subscribed, all of those who have been watching here this morning. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. It means very, very much to me. We're also sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford and 22 North Avenue West. Go visit Ralph. You tell him I sent you. His phone number is 908-272-3000. You'll see the information here at the bottom of the screen. And visit him at his website, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. All right, let's get back to the action here this morning. And it has been just a mess of traffic. So our next stop is going to be for our friends out on Long Island. And part of that reason why is that East End. Let's go to the East End first because the rain is really coming down here, especially out through the Hamptons in towards the G-Man's hometown of Montauk, going east here this morning. Kind of regular delays, but it looks a little bit thinner than maybe it did yesterday. Again, maybe the rain just hampering people obviously heading out to the Hamptons, but hopefully, as John has said in his forecast, we may get some sun. Again, it just depends on how long it takes these clouds to really clear out off of the East End. Again, you really don't realize how long Long Island is when you go ahead and look east here, that it does take some time for those clouds to get out of the way. So we're seeing a lot of delays in Sunrise Highway into the merge out of Patchogue, Sayville, Bayshore, westbound LIE is heavy from 59. Straight on in towards the Saginaw Coast Parkway at 53, all the way through to Deer Park Avenue. And then as you get into Nassau County, it's just really just a catastrophe of traffic. I mean, there's just traffic everywhere. So let's start it off here on the northern state is busy all the way from, really from the Millville area through Plainview, all the way out through Syosset, Hicksville, and then further out to the Wantagh. LIE is heavy here at exit 45. As we get in towards 106 and 107 in Jericho, and then you pick up a lot more volume from 40 all the way out into exit 30. And we'll go into 35 Shelter Rock Road, and then right off the Meadowbrook, straight onto the northern, all the way around the connector curve, and then all the way out into the Grand Central. I mean, this delay really doesn't ease out. Honestly, it doesn't ease out until you really get to the RFK Triborough. That's how far that delay gets. Just a mess. Southern State, ton of volume both ways here from exit 18 straight on over towards the area 135 and exit 28. It's about 10 miles of traffic in either direction there. Sunrise Highway, again, just some traffic light delays, certainly nothing out of the ordinary, but northbound 135 pushing a lot of volume up in towards Syosset and Woodbury out to the business park there. Also, Wantagh, pretty much from the southern straight up in towards the northern. It's just an absolute parking lot. 110 looks pretty good. 109 in Farmingdale. My buddy Brett watching us out in Farmingdale this morning. Good morning to him. If you are out on the island, certainly put him on. He's on the Roger and JP show on BAB 102.3 WBAB. Listen for Brett. genius on the board and does a lot of some of the comedy bits. Really, really a funny guy, and so are Roger and JP. So if you're out on the island, go ahead and tune them in. Once again, 102.3 at WBAB. All right, so we're gonna finish up here with Long Island for right now because I want to go back up towards Connecticut. We'll check out the ride here. Go to the Connecticut incident page, check it out in real time. Let's see if anything else has popped up this morning. Delays. Hartford, a crash in 84 East, 5253. We've got delays on the area of 95. That's going north. I wonder why that's going north there. There may have been an earlier crash. And then we've got delays on the Merritt, but why they don't have south here from 27 through 5. 23 and a half miles worth of traffic on 95. Wow. Wow. Again, once again, our comment section is open. If you can, go ahead and leave us a comment. Just tell us where you're watching us from. Say hello, thumbs up, and we'll put you on the show. So the Merritt is delayed 52 to 31. That's about 26 miles of traffic there, as you can see here this morning. Again, it's just, I mean, it's just the weather. I mean, look, it's a lot of volume, yes, but the weather is really part of the biggest factor in all of this. Straight down the 8 and 25, heading south, heading all the way down. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just a mess. Unbelievable traffic here this morning. Just one of those days you want to go back under the covers and go back to bed. But again, some of our friends can use the work from home potentially if it's possible. Call your boss and tell them, look, I don't want to sit in all that traffic and burning up $5 a gallon gas, right? That's not what you want to do. Let's go to the travel times here. We'll go to 95 first, and we want to go to southbound side. There we go. Let's check this out in real time. Coming up in 8:36. Yeah. So it's really from exit 28 all the way through to exit about 3. I mean, we're looking at about 40 there, about 40, probably well over. Probably going to add about another hour to an hour and a half of travel time there on 95 for you. If you put these two together, it should only be a little over a half an hour or so. But oh, pardon me, just need some water. Wow, getting quite parched here in the traffic center. Um, where are we going? Come on, somebody put it together. A little over a half an hour, if it's free flow. But again, we're looking at almost 90 plus minutes or so. So looking at about at least another hour out. But it's going to take it well over about an hour plus more, just because of that traffic on 95. Again, a lot of this is weather related. Let's go to the Merritt Parkway. We'll head here and we'll check out the vibe and sitting with all your friends here. We go south of the Milford Parkway connector to Route 8, and that's just slightly slow. Then south of Route 8 from about exit 50, 51 in that area, all the way down to 39 is going to run you at least another half an hour. And then from Route 7 down to Westchester, that is going to run you at least another half an hour. So well over an hour out of Trumbull area all the way into Greenwich. So just an absolute parking lot of traffic for our friends in Connecticut. Let's give a refresh here for those who want to take the train. Could be a great option here on these rainy mornings. Let's see what the scene is here. We will get to the delays on the subways in a minute, but want to check in with Metro North. Just that substitute busing on the Pascagoula Valley line in Jersey, and that's normal stuff. Let's go. We'll get back to the subways in our last pass for the city coming up in about not even 10 minutes or so. Want to go towards Westchester County because, again, we had word of a crash here. Let's bring up the incident list. Where are we? New York incidents. Valley. There we go. Got cooking. Incident across Westchester eastbound after exit 10. That just happened about 8 minutes ago. About it. So let's bring up the New York cameras so we can find that crash for you. Go over towards Westchester. Go. And here we go. All right. This is by 7. I don't see anything there. So 10 is actually here. Oh, wow. That's an interesting camera. Kind of cool, but not for our purposes at this point. Um, by 9 in the hutch. Looks like the cameras aren't working in that location, but we do have cameras here. This is going to be about by the sawmill. No, that's not going to work at 4. Get something to work here. There we go. Just to give you a better snapshot of what we've got going on. There it is, and they're saying that's going west. Okay, so that's getting onto the bridge. Let's see how that is possible. Um, camera again. Excuse me. I think that camera is actually showing eastbound traffic myself because I can't imagine it going west. There's no reason for that traffic to be going west, as heavy as that is. Um, do this, close out of that. Apologize for that. There we go. That's all eastbound coming towards us, the 287. So again, kind of heavier than normal, but once again, it's really the weather is causing these major backups. Look at the Tappan Zee Bridge here this morning. It's just a murky start. Ugly, 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 ugly. Yeah, that's just heading into Westchester this morning. So just a nasty, nasty morning. And I was hoping some of this rain may have gotten out of this section of lower Westchester over to Rockland. But the thruway, actually, spot check here, Palisades, beginning to thin it out just a bit as well. Here it is, southbound coming towards us. So it's becoming a little bit better of a ride. All right, so let's go back to the maps here. We are going to go here, widen it up just a bit. And we've got some delays here in Yonkers, and I'm going to show you why. First is on the thruway out by exit 1 out by Empire City. And the problem is because there's still being reported a little bit of flooding here just south of the Cross Bronx onto the Major Deegan. Also, 9A is getting hit hard here as people bailing out of the thruway in Yonkers. The Cross County heading east out to the Hutch is heavy. West into the Sawmill is a busy ride. Here on the Hutch down through Weaver Street, we're seeing a lot of traffic as well. New England Thruway is moving fine. Let's go up towards the Sawmill and this area here through Pleasantville. We're seeing some traffic there as well. I would imagine that there's potentially some standing water on the Sawmill here this morning, probably by Marble Avenue, Kensico Road, in that area where it kind of usually kind of goes underwater, even just with a little light rain. We will make our way to the Sprainbrook, Taconic, I should say. That's a bit slow as well. The Sawmill, this is where like the Sprainbrook, the Taconic, and the Sawmill all come together. It's kind of crazy there. Upper Westchester, we're fine. 684, a little heavy through Purdy's and Golden's Bridge. Route 9 through the Ennsville traffic circle in Peekskill, beginning to thin it out a bit. Rockland, Orange County, we're fine on the thruway, as well as 84, Route 6. That's going to be looking good. Beacon Bridge, 84. Again, traffic in fairly good shape. It's just, you really got to slow things down. We'll take a look at 84. Sometimes we really haven't got up this far, but let's take a look at that westbound side out of Newtown into Danbury. It's going to be a heavy ride getting closer to the state line. Route 7 out through this area of Litchfield County is good. 8, again, most of this is all farmland up here, friends, so very, very hard-pressed to see any traffic. Getting out to the Massachusetts border, unless some unforeseen issue does take place, which we hope never happens, but we all know that sometimes these things do happen. Let's see where we're going to go here this morning. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. So let's go to the weather, maybe do a little bit of an extended weather here from our good friend, John Rocco. Let's add that to his forecast into the stream. Thanks, John, for the forecast here on this rainy Thursday morning. Again, really just what is hampering the traffic across the board is this rain, as Johnny is saying here this morning. We'll show you the radar of that in just a brief moment. But let's get to John's forecast with that rain here this morning is, again, what's really just tying up most of our drivers out there. For the Thursday morning ride. Temperatures here in Jersey a little bit warmer, down in Cape May, coming in at about 58. 53 up in Sussex. And this is kind of what's across the board and towards averaging around the mid 50s or so, mid 50s here in the city through the five boroughs and over towards Long Island. Maybe a little cooler start in Islip and Shirley out to the east end because the cloud cover and the rain is really coming down, as we'll show you the radar in just a second. Southwestern Connecticut, 55 in the area of 53, I should say, in Bridgeport, 55 up in Hartford, a little cooler up towards Litchfield, and then into the lower to mid 50s here in the Hudson Valley. All right, so let's get to John's forecast for today. The morning showers are going to slowly clear out of here, and we're going to potentially see some late afternoon sun. So that'll be welcome from all the murky, ugly weather that we've had here for this morning rush hour. And I think that's why Cherry Hill, he's got those numbers up, bumping them up to 75, 73 in AC, 72 in Freehold, 63 in New Haven, 68 in Newburgh, 64 in Islip. So a little cooler out in the island. I think it's just going to take a little longer for the clouds and the rain to make their way off of Long Island, whereas we're seeing starting to see some drying conditions here throughout New Jersey and parts of the five boroughs. Let's talk to you about a little bit of an extended forecast. Once we get through those early morning showers, looks like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's no weather threats, but it's going to get fairly warm summer-like temperatures into Saturday and Sunday, with the temperatures into the mid to upper 80s, potentially a little over 90 in certain places. So crank up those ACs. Probably a good time to maybe take a look at your air conditioning in your car. I know my neighbor here, Jimmy, he was having some trouble with his AC. So doing the right thing, going to get that serviced hopefully in the next couple days or so. Certainly going to need it here for the weekend, but certainly a good idea to check that as well as the belts and do kind of a spot check before the weather really starts to get fairly warm for the summertime time frame. And also check your fluids, especially the coolant fluid, because we don't want to see some of our vehicles there broken down with an overheating condition. So Monday is the next chance of some showers, and that doesn't look like it's going to come in until Monday afternoon. So speaking of showers, let's bring up the radar here this morning. As you can see, we are dealing with some clearing of the rain, not so much the clouds at this point, through most of New Jersey, still hanging around with just a little bit of some showers here through the Middlesex County area across the Driscoll Bridge. But you can see the five boroughs are beginning to ease up as far as the rain. This section of Brooklyn was a little bit drier, but it's just some of this light rain that's now heading east, now making its way across the Verrazano. Queens looks like it's slowly drying out, but I think you're going to get a little soggier here in the next hour or so when this passes through Manhattan and the Bronx, beginning to thin it out rain-wise as well. Nassau County, again, just some steady light rain, but it gets heavier obviously as you get out to the east end. I mean, it is really coming down out here through Montauk and Amagansett, as well as in the East Hampton, Bridgehampton. Just a nasty morning out in Watermill and Southampton and Hampton Bays. So really not going to see many people heading out to the beaches as they were yesterday, even onto the North Fork as well. It's going to take some time for this to finally get out of the way. Probably not until the mid to late afternoon hours at best. And hopefully we have a fighting chance to get rid of at least obviously the rain, but at least some of the clouds maybe cleared up just a little bit. But southwestern Connecticut still seeing a little bit of rain as well. We thank our good friends over at NOAA, the National Weather Service, for the radar here this morning. 95 in Stamford along the shoreline, still some light rain there, but here in upper Westchester, starting to dry it out. Same thing with Rockland and Orange County, definitely getting drier by the minute over towards Sussex. And again, most of Western Jersey is pretty much out of the way as far as our rain is concerned. All right. Let's see what we want to do. We want to, well, you know what? Let's do a, again, quick sponsor. Here is the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Ralph has so kindly come on board as our first sponsor here for the Tri-State Traffic Show. I'm just going to reset the maps here to New Jersey because that's where we're going to finish up things through the Garden State and into the city in the next 10 minutes or so. Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. You can see his information at the bottom of the screen, 22 North Avenue West in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey. Visit Ralph at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. All right, so with that said, we're going to do a last and final check of the area. We want to go to, we can show some of the conditions here reporting in a little before 8 o'clock. So we're about 45 minutes behind, but 57 at EWR, 52 at Kabreski, 54 at Kennedy with light rain and fog, and in Teterboro at 55. So Johnny was spot on pretty much across the board with his morning temperatures, again, with this rain and fog and mist. It's just a really ugly morning out there. All right, so we will go to the New Jersey incident list one last and final time for this Thursday morning. Let's go to the Parkway now. We've got a crash here at 149. The shoulder is out of service in Bloomfield. Also, the southbound side at 98. We've got a lane down in Wall Township this morning, and the issues here in Barnegat continue. So let's start there first because it was fairly heavy getting through out of Bay Avenue. About exit 67 or so. Let's check it out. We'll see if that's still heavy here at the tolls. Nope, that's already cleared up. So whatever it is off to the shoulder, and it was just that initial crush of traffic there getting through that location. Again, hopefully no one's injured through there. We will go to the Parkway now by 149, which certainly could be a little bit bigger issues traffic-wise, you should say. Let's go here and see what we're looking at. South of the Essex Toll Plaza, Dice. We will go here. 148 north on the far left comes up towards us, and we're seeing a ton of traffic again both ways there. Yeah, I was hoping that camera was going to work. So that's why that northbound is heavy. South, let me just check it out here at 140. No, let's go down to 147. South heads away. Sometimes this gets a little flooding out by 280, but this northbound side is just getting hit hard because of this crash here on the shoulder at 149, and that's just before the Essex Toll Plaza, the old Essex Toll Plaza. Again, that's a tight spot to be getting through. Let's see. South here at 98. Let's just check out that ride. Is any delays there? I don't think so, but we will check. Let's go here. I can't say that. There it is on the left. But this is by 91. So maybe they were just saying south of 98. That's probably not, there's no exits in between. There's no 92 or 93. That's a pretty tough scene there. Just time it again with this crash. To south of 98. Okay, so that's what we're looking at here by the reservoir. Excuse me. Yeah, that's a fairly heavy scene. You do see, let me just see if I can blow this camera up just a little bit. Hopefully it stays in service with us. Let's just do this. We'll move this over. There it is. It's obviously right here, as you can see it. So yes, we got the right lane closed, and I see the police on scene. DOT is on scene as well, or the Parkway Authority, really, or the Turnpike Authority, I should say. They own the Parkway. So yeah, that's definitely a slow ride. So be careful coming off of 195. We'll put it at. Let's just go to the maps and we'll just see what that deal is here. Yeah, so be careful 195. It's right in this area, this section, just as you approach into the Brick area, Allenwood, just south of Route 34. That's where that crash is being reported there. Let's go down again. The Barnegat issues have been cleared. We still have delays here around 55 and 42 is a solid. Well, that's been beginning to ease out just a bit as well, up to the Aljo curve. 73, some volume here through the Mount Laurel area. We'll continue over to 29 for our State House workers. There you go. It's a heavy ride all the way up and into the Trenton Tunnel this morning, but the Turnpike is quiet. Parkway all the way through Monmouth County, we're fine except for that issue going south. Route 1 traffic light delays through South Brunswick. 18 kind of normal stuff into Edgeboro, and then 206 is pretty busy in Hillsboro. When is that never an issue, right? 287 is a mess straight out of Route 22 getting south into Bound Brook and then heading north out of Edison. More delays in through South Plainfield, Piscataway. It's messy morning. You know what? Let's go to the cameras. Let's widen this up just a bit. Take a look at those 287 cameras, shall we? Let's see. What do we have? 287 at 22. We're going to start there because it's kind of, I think, where the delay starts. It's going the other way. Okay, so it's going north. That's not the camera we want. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This is the camera I want here. It's at Route 22 East. Take a look at that. Wow. All right. Maybe something's going on here south of 28, 13. South that heads away. I think this is just a lot of weather related issues, really, is what it comes down to. Let's continue on. There we go. There we go. Let's go. There we go. Here at Easton. Yeah, it's just heavy just because of this weather. Everyone's trying to get to the same spot all at the same time. And again, you may even see some more heavier midday traffic as some folks maybe have bailed out of the morning commute with the rain and maybe are leaving a little bit later, like our good friend Auntie Anna, who hopefully is on the road. And we'll take a look at that Parkway for her in just a minute, but just doing some spot checks here along 287. Let's go here at Route 1. I think we know what we're going to see is going to be, that's actually Route 1. That's 287, that upper roadway there. That's the camera I want is here. Route 1 at 287, I guess not. So we got to down a little bit further. There we go, 287 on Route 1. Yeah, so this is all heading northbound in towards the Edison area. It's just stacked and packed. We got the cameras here. This is a good way to do it. We'll take a look at some other spot checks here. Here's 80 at Route 15 in the Wharton area this morning. That is actually looking good. And again, you can start to see a little bit of drying out there, shall I say. Don't know why these cameras don't show up here on 78, but take a look at 287 here south of 78 Cedar Brook Road. Again, maybe starting to see a little bit of a brightening there. So again, you may want to hang on to the sunglasses. And Auntie Anna says still haven't left yet. Okay, but we'll wrap up the show with your personalized for your personalized traffic forecast. We'll put it at right. There we go. Let's go into Passaic County, 80 here at Two Bridges in Fairfield. See what the scene is here. That doesn't look bad. It's really out in the Patterson area as we make our way through Route 19. A little bit heavy heading east. There is going to be a solid ride. Let's take a look at where are we going to go? I want to take a quick check of West Orange and 280 Prospect Avenue. Come on. Hopefully we get the new computer in the traffic center soon. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see what else we wanted to do. All right, so we're gonna go to those Parkway cameras here for Auntie Anna. We'll jump into that. Let's just give her a look at what the scene is here this morning. So you're getting on here by the Art Center. So this is north of 116, and that camera is not working. So we will find another camera that is actually working. So let's go to 120 this morning. And that in real time? Or is that it is? I mean, I can't imagine that. I think that's a camera from like another day. Because not saying it's not possible that a little break of sunshine came through there, but that would be awfully quick. That sunshine came through. I'm curious to see what the story is with that. 117, there's no video feed. Go here to the other 117. Yeah, there. I mean, that's just a mess. Just wet, gray, cloudy, dark, ugly, yuck. I don't know why that camera is showing that. I don't get it. So that camera is probably broken. There it is. That's by the Cheesequake rest area this morning. Um, that's heading north. We go south of Raritan. You can't really see much there. Let's go south of the Driscoll and yuck, right? Ugh, that is not what you want to see. It's almost like one of those shore days, you're heading to the boardwalk and it just ugly, ugly mess weather wise. Hopefully you can dry it up here soon. It's just a lot of rain here this morning. There it is at the 129 tower. So this is all northbound heading up in towards the turnpike exit here. That's the exit here for the turnpike at 129. We will head by the Colonia rest area and check out the vibe there. That is, I believe, heading south, so that's not going to do me any good. Let's check out the ride. Still jammed, Anti, through Clark and 136 is just a parking lot all the way up to Kenilworth through the construction. This is at the Union Tolls. Doesn't look bad. Again, that's once you get past the construction. And again, you're going to slow up here going north of 78 is going to be a tough spot. Let's go around the corner here up to 280, pushing a lot of volume as well. And then we'll show you this here. It's exiting. There we go. So the rain looks like it's shutting off. This is the ramp to 280. So really that doesn't look terrible getting up to 9 a.m., which it actually is. So I think we're going to go into a little overtime. Just like the Rangers did last night, heartbreaking loss to the Rangers. The way they had that game in hand, and things just kind of unraveled for the New York Rangers there in the next round of the playoffs against the Carolina Hurricanes. Lost 2-1 in overtime. Game 2 is tomorrow night, so this is up by 148. Just wanted to see if we could see anything with that vehicle. That was these are cameras from like a week ago or something. I'm not sure. Let's go into 151. That's here in Nutley. Let's see what else we've got. Let's just go up to the Bergen Toll Plaza. Another spot check of our parkway this morning. Wow, look at all of that traffic getting into the Bergen Tolls. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ouch. That hurts. Let's just see if there's something going on up there. Be here. Through this stretch, there's the Bergen Toll. So I think it's just a lot of volume. Again, this is kind of a tight spot getting up to exit, I believe it's 160, 161 in that area, just for Route 4 and 208. So that's going to be a bit of a mess. And just a lot of weather-wise delays. Look at 208 is just a parking lot. I mean, I could probably spend another hour in New Jersey alone, but running out of voice, and we're about ready to wrap up the show here shortly. Again, we're going to go to a little overtime just because it is so busy. So what we're going to do is finish up here in New Jersey, and what we're going to do is we're going to check out New Jersey Transit. We'll do Transit Path and then Hudson Rivers for you to get your day started. Corridor and the coastline. These are these temporary schedules with the track work in effect in Monmouth County. So that's not causing too much of an issue for now. Path alerts. Let's check out that deal. We will go to Hoboken World Trade. Delays continue. Maintenance dispatched to investigate a signal problem and more signal issues on the Journal Square, Hoboken to 33rd. Again, as I mentioned earlier on in the show, when the weather gets like this, the humidity really cranks up, some rain. The signals just don't like that. Signals are very, very temperamental. They really are. They really like to be in that sweet spot of like room temperature in the 60s with no humidity, and everything kind of works fine. But then once you start to get into the warmer weather and the humidity kicks in, like we may see this weekend, that's where things can get a little interesting. And again, when we do have a lot of rain, these signals are just, in some cases, extremely old. And two, again, you're dealing with, in a lot of cases, electronics, but there are still some, dare I say, mechanical switches that are still in some of the systems. That the electronics, it's like leaving your cell phone out in the rain or whatever for 6 hours and expecting it to work the way it did beforehand. So again, we have some delays there. Hoboken World Trade, Journal Square, 33rd, Hoboken to 33rd. So keep that in mind. All right. So with that said, we'll go back to the spot check here. We want to go to the incident list because I want to run down to see if there's any other. Oh, wow, look at that. That is just wow. That is a lot of traffic on that parkway. Oof. Hmm. Glad I'm in the traffic center, right? Um, all right. So now we've got another issue here. 57 is now being shut both ways in Washington Township. Um, okay. Unfortunately, looks like they're saying pedestrian may have been struck, so hopefully that individual is okay. But again, this is in Washington Township. I believe this is at the interchange with 31, if I'm not mistaken, here this morning. I remember my area of 31 in this section. There's that interesting, like, old theater around the corner. Let's just go out there and see what the deal is. This is becoming a pretty uh, busy area, starting to develop out here fairly substantially. So again, yeah, it's just almost by Washington Diner. Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to mention for the locals, but before Railroad Avenue. So it's just in this area here. Potentially, maybe someone was crossing over 57 from 31. Not sure. I'm just trying to see what that diner. No, we know what the Washington Diner is, but just go here. I have to do this because I'm just extremely curious, and we know what happens when curiosity gets the cat, right? Um, so we're looking, yeah, Washington Theater. I was right. Look at that. Entertaining Warren County since 1926, unfortunately permanently closed. I'm sure that has to be the 1926. Yeah, the Lions Washington Theater. I'm sure that has to be a historic building of some capacity, and that's why it's still in that location because sure that's prime real estate that someone would have developed that by now, but that would be amazing if they could refurbish that. I'm sure there's a lot of history there at that theater. All right, so we've got that unfortunate situation. So again, hopefully whoever was struck by the vehicle will be okay, but getting word that that is now shut. So that could be a little bit of a issue here, especially if you're heading out to DMV or coming down 31 to the inspection station here in Washington. You may want to try to get down off of Broad Street instead. Okay, so let's wrap up New Jersey here this morning. Again, we could spend a whole nother hour here with everything going on in New Jersey. Let's go back to the city now, see what we've got here. Um, Stuck Gates. Stuck Gate. Is that a third Street Bridge, maybe? I'm curious to see what this is too. Uh, Stuck Gates on 3rd Street westbound at Bond Street. That obviously is a bridge across the Gowanus Canal. Okay. So, all right. Here we go. Got that. There's no cameras in that place, but here's the FDR Drive south of 96th. And that's the reason why they don't allow tractor trailers on the drive, just for that point, because of the low bridges and there's not supposed to be there. So let's go to the cameras here this morning. First, again, let's check up on this accident investigation while we're here. That has now been cleared. So that is out of the way for you on the Throggsneck extension heading north. It's really kind of the Bruckner extension, as I call it. That is going to be out of the way for us. So unfortunately, it was an accident investigation. Was out there for some time. That usually doesn't spell well, but we don't know. Nothing confirmed. We have no clue really what happened there. But the car didn't look that in greatest shape. Let's go to 96th Street. I think it's just south of this location is where this tractor trailer wandered on, probably off of 96th. That's south here at 90th. Let's get a little bit further down to 79th Street. So that's kind of moving. So I don't know where this, where they are saying this, just past 96th Street. Well, we've looked at the cameras here at 96. We're looking at the camera here at 96. And if there was a tractor trailer wedged underneath that overpass, now again, if they were to move the camera, maybe we would see something. But at this point, I don't see anything as far as a tractor trailer. Obviously, Again, they say misplaced. It doesn't say whether it's struck an overpass of any type. Sometimes they wander on and they go that uh-oh moment, like, whoa, I'm not supposed to be on here because there's nobody out here with a truck like me. So we'll keep an eye on that. And I imagine here at 111, you're slowly moving here, heading south. Let's go back to the incident list, shall we? Um, that, you know, broken down vehicle on the BQE at 31st Street. Let's go to the weather stuff here. The flooding is also another issue as well. Flooding the Grand Central East at the LIE, the Deegan. All right, let's just take this one at a time. We will go to what we were focusing in here in Brooklyn on the BQE before the Brooklyn Bridge. We're in Queens, so let's just, there's that issue in Queens as well. Where are we? Grand Central at the LIE. All right. Got. See what we got. Let's see if this shows us anything. I think it's over here off of the ramp to the, let's get that right here. So they're saying Grand Central Parkway eastbound ramp from the LIE. So we're going eastbound, the ramp from the expressway, that is where they're seeing some flooding. So that would be down in here. That's the GCP. This is east headed. So I think it's this ramp here. Excuse me. You're going east out towards the Van Wyck, and this is west heading out to the LIE. So we'll read that one again. Flooding on the Grand Central eastbound ramp from exit 10. So I think it's on the ramp from the eastbound LIE to the Grand Central, which would be right in here. Nonetheless, I don't really see much in the way of flooding there. We're going to go back over to Brooklyn and check out the scene one last time to see if any of this water has subsided here out by the Brooklyn Bridge. There it is again. I pull up the wrong camera every time. Adams. I think President's Adams. So yeah, this is cleared up now. This water has gone down because this one lane, the right lane out of the Brooklyn Bridge was shut down, but that is now back in service. So can't say it's going to ease out. It's going to help, but you can have a long time before this thing eases out. Look at that BQE just jammed both ways here. Go through the trench here at Sackett. Oof. Wow, that's a lot of traffic. Wonder where everyone is going. Just a tough deal. All right, so I think we're going to finish out here for the city. Let's bring the maps back, I should say. Again, the belt is pretty heavy both ways here through Queens and the Brooklyn. You know what I want to do? Take the path alerts off. We want to do a last and final check of our bridges and tunnels. Again, we're a little bit running into overtime, but it's just been so busy here this morning with the weather. Let's run it down. We've got 45 to an hour at the George, almost an hour at the Lincoln, and a half an hour at the Holland Tunnel. So keep that in mind. We go to the LIE here. Just some minor delays getting out through Vets Highway, and then also onto the Saginaw Parkway. We're seeing a little delay here out of Southern State. And the westbound LIE is still pretty crowded in Syosset at 135, then heavier here from 41 all the way into Lakeville Road. And then we go west on the northern, is a little bit heavy at the Wantagh, but the Meadowbrook and the Wantagh beginning to thin out for the mid-morning hours, with the southern still west of the Wantagh into the Meadowbrook, all the way out through Hempstead and exit 19. Peninsula Boulevard is certainly going to be a slow ride. Let's go out east here. We'll check out the deal here. Still some volume through Southampton, Watermill, Bridgehampton. Again, it's still raining fairly moderate out here on the East End. So not really going to see much in the way of anybody heading to the beaches here today. Maybe later on if we get some of that clearing, as Johnny had said. We'll go to 95 in Connecticut. Let me bring up the Connecticut list just to do a spot check here as we get ready to wrap up, just in case there's any accidents this morning. Nothing on the board, just some midday road work setting up on the Merritt Parkway, Wilbur Cross combination there in Orange and Meriden. We still have delays on 95 from 32 to 29, and then from 26 down to 25 is a parking lot. Same thing onto the Merritt from 40 all the way down through 33, and then 50. We'll go 52 all the way to 33. Kind of give it the snapshot here. Look at this, all the way from the 8 and 25 all the way down the line. And then the 8 and 25 also was busy. So we finished up here in Lower Westchester this morning. Delays on 287 through Elmsford and White Plains. And we continue to the Cross County west of the Sawmills, a heavy ride. Same thing along the Hutch at Weaver. The Tappan Zee building, a little bit more volume as well. At times it kind of comes and goes there, and some of that certainly is weather related. Picking up some delays here on 17 just as we're in this area. I think something happened here out by Hohoke is out by Hollywood Avenue. While we're here, this is what we do. Right? So we want to go here. And now we got 35 shut down both ways at 66 in Ocean Township. Let's zoom in on that. I feel like the longer we're on, the more things that happen. So I think there's a camera here. But I could be wrong. No, this is going to be 18 at 66. I don't think that would see anything. I think it's just too far west to bring up if the camera works. No, you're not going to be able to see anything. All right, so we've got that still happening. We've got 35 shut down both ways at 66. Both ways at 57 is shut down. Just before you get to 31 this morning with an accident investigation there. I want to go to the cameras. That's where we're going. We were going on 17. I thought there was a camera at Hollywood. Hollywood and speaking of Hollywood, Top Gun, I believe does it open this weekend or next weekend? Maybe next weekend for Memorial Day. Top Gun 2, Top Gun Maverick. It's been 2 years in the making. Well, longer than that, but 2 years in the making to bring it out because obviously the pandemic and so forth. But they are, I think, gotten some fairly pretty good reviews. Yeah, nothing over by Hollywood Avenue, but that's what I'm seeing here. It's got to be a crash here of some type, backing things down towards Linwood Avenue. Even further south of that by Ridgewood Avenue, we're seeing a lot of traffic coming up into that area. So we'll continue and finish up here up through Rockland County this morning before we sign off. The thruway looks good. Rockland Orange, 84 out to the Beacon Bridge, and Upper Westchester is moving pretty well here out of Brewster. A little bit of a delay on 684 getting out through the Katona area. All right. So with that said, we did a little overtime here this morning. You're at 9:17. Let's just do one more thing. Let's just bring up that radar one more time just to see where some of our precip is out here this morning. Again, it's really reading came in about 6 minutes ago. So we're still seeing a little bit of light showers here in eastern Monmouth County, and it's just some spot showers across the five boroughs. And for most of Long Island, it's really out to the east end. It's still seeing that moderate rainfall all the way out towards Montauk Point, Greenport, Southold, Sag Harbor. So it's really the east end. The forks here are seeing a lot more of that rain. It's going to take a little while for that to go ahead and clear up. And still some light rain here, against very light rain through Bridgeport all the way down through Fairfield into Stamford. But again, Westchester County looks like it's drying out fairly nicely. Same thing in Orange and Rockland County. Most of New Jersey here is in the dry column all the way down to South Jersey. So again, it's beginning to ease up just a little bit. All right. So with that said, you know what? Let's just take one more check of our reporting stations before we sign off on a soggy Thursday. bring that up. 57 at EWR, 56 at LaGuardia, 54 in Central Park, light rain, some fog and mist, and some fog mist there, 55 in the Trenton area. But hopefully that looks like that maybe starting to clear up ever so slightly. As far as the rain is concerned, clouds are still going to be hanging around with us here this morning. Let's see what we want to do. You know what? Let's finish up with a quick sponsor with my good friend Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Bring up his website. We'll close out of all the traffic websites here this morning. Give the computer a little bit of a break. So Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery is our proud sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show here today. We thank Ralph for the sponsorship of the big broadcast. You can follow him on his Instagram page at Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, also on his webpage. That's what we're looking at. Here is CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. We have just some of the best amazing homemade ice cream anywhere to be found around the tri-state area, located in beautiful downtown Cranford here in New Jersey, right off of the historic Mountain Valley line of New Jersey Transit. We have those core flavors. You see it here: vanilla, we have chocolate, we have strawberry, and one of his award-winning ice creams is the Bananas Foster. Just awesome stuff. That is fantastic ice cream. The black raspberry, cherry vanilla. Also, the party cake is one of my favorites. The holy cannoli sells out all of the time. I mean, just one of the probably the top 10 ice creams that Ralph makes. He makes a lot of special flavors as well. He also gets a lot of the community involved, the schools, before they're going to let out. Sometimes he has some of the children go ahead and kind of give him some guidance to make a special flavor for one of the grades. So go in and support that. That's a lot of fun. He also makes, these amazing ice cream cakes that can be used for any occasion. We got a lot of graduations starting to come into play now. We have Father's Day in about 3 weeks or so. Lots of birthdays, summertime birthdays. So he makes it from 7 to 8 people for a small round to a large sheet cake from 30 to 40 people. Again, he can make any of these cakes with any of the ice cream that it has in the dipping case. So just reach out to Ralph. Once again, 908-272-3000. And also another one of his specialties are these vanilla cupcakes that he makes with the vanilla ice cream. Just really great stuff for kids, for anybody really, especially for the kids, for birthday parties or any kind of occasion. And the ice cream sandwiches are always another popular favorite here. The chip witches and the classic flying saucer, maybe a little chocolate sprinkles on the outside of that would or even chocolate chips that would taste really good. I'm starting to get really hungry here. So once again, we thank Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery in beautiful downtown Cranford here. His location, 22 North Avenue West, beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, in beautiful downtown, right off of North Avenue, as our locals call it. But that is really State Route 28 if it comes up in your GPS. Is that again? His hours are from 12:30 to 9:30, Monday through Friday, and then Friday is open until 10. And same thing on Saturday. So plenty of opportunities to get out and enjoy some amazing ice cream. And for any and all information, you can follow him again on Instagram, Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, as well as his webpage, CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. All right. So, friends, it's been a very, very busy Thursday morning with this weather that has come through the area. Please drive safely. Be careful out there until some of this weather finally makes its way out of the way here for this Thursday. As John said, hopefully you may see some sun later on, probably late this afternoon. The next couple of days actually look pretty good, but this weekend is going to be a little bit of a warm one. John will have that weekend forecast coming up tomorrow. So again, if you're out there, drive safely, be careful. Auntie Anna, be careful on the roads. Again, get to your destination safely here this morning. It's slowly thinning out, but again, the longer I think you can wait it out at home, I think the easier the trip will be. So once again, this is O'Don here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Center, which is my living room, right? We thank you very much for watching, and we will see everybody tomorrow beginning at 7 a.m. See you tomorrow, everybody.